Percy and Annabeth are a couple from the Riordanverse. They appear in a lot of books, and they're one of my most favorite couples of all time. I even went through their relationship in 2 videos before, so if you guys want to check that out, it's linked down below. From these videos, I gathered 10 of the best Percabeth moments we get in the books, and I'll be going through them all in this video. As expected, there will be spoilers, so there's your warning. And with that, let's get started. Number 10. Because you're my friend, Seaweed Brain. Any more stupid questions? A quote from Annabeth in The Lightning Thief. An underrated part that goes almost completely unnoticed by fans is this scene in the first book of PJO. Around this time, Percy and Annabeth only knew each other for a couple of days, and throughout, they weren't getting along so well. This mainly because their parents are sworn enemies, and both Percy and Annabeth thought that this might happen between the two of them as well. However, their journey to retrieve Zeus's Master Bolt in the first book strengthens their relationship more, as they save each other multiple times from monsters. This particular Percabeth moment happens after Percy, Annabeth, and Grover get Ares' shield from a water park made by Hephaestus. In the book version, guarding the shield were mechanical spiders that attacked them, and Percy had to save Annabeth from there because Annabeth was paralyzed with fear. This fear of spiders traces back to Annabeth's childhood of spider attacks from Arachne, and Percy and Annabeth talk about it in the truck Ares gave them. There, Annabeth's past with Luke and Thalia is revealed, and Percy understands her. This is a sweet moment, because after not getting along for days, Annabeth was opening up more to Percy, and he appreciated her. Annabeth even goes on to mention her father and her horrible childhood living with him and her stepmother. At one point in their conversation, Percy wonders what might happen if a civil war among the gods would occur because of the lightning bolt theft. He asks Annabeth which side she would be on if it happened, and Annabeth's response surprises him. Annabeth tells him that she didn't know, but that she would be fighting side by side with him. Percy asks her why, and Annabeth tells him the quote I mentioned earlier. Because you're my friend, Seaweed Brain. Any more stupid questions? I placed this moment on the list because it's a significant milestone in Percy and Annabeth's relationship, as they both refer to each other as friends after being strangers to each other. Number 9. The Siren Scene from the Sea of Monsters. The sirens are creatures that lure you to your death by showing your deepest desire, and Percy and Annabeth came across them in the Sea of Monsters. Annabeth wanted to know what her desire was, and Percy helped her go over to the sirens. In this scene, we get to see Annabeth's deepest desire, and it's related to her fatal flaw of hubris, or deadly pride. Percy saw Annabeth's dream of a perfect family. Annabeth would be with her mother Athena, her father Frederick, and a Luke who didn't betray them. They would all be living in a city that Annabeth designed, shedding some light on Annabeth's dream of becoming an architect, and her belief that she could make a perfect world on her own, showing her hubris. Annabeth was becoming more manipulated by the scene that Percy had to drag her out of there. Once they got far enough, Annabeth soon snapped out of it and started crying to Percy. Percy held her as she cried, and she explained what he saw. This is a really classic moment of Percabeth, because at this point, Percy saw one of the most personal things Annabeth had, her fatal flaw. This just opens up Annabeth to Percy more and helps strengthen their bond together for future quests. And overall, it's just a really sweet scene. Number 8. The Percabeth reunion in the Mark of Athena. An unforgettable moment of Percabeth happens in the 3rd book of the Heroes of Olympus, or the Mark of Athena. Around this time, Percy and Annabeth were separated for months, and Annabeth was worried sick over Percy. Percy meanwhile lost almost all of his memories because of Hera tampering with his brain, but the one thing he remembered was Annabeth. This was a really sweet detail, but what makes it more satisfying is when they finally meet in the Mark of Athena. Even after months of separation, Percy and Annabeth clearly still loved each other, and they ran towards one another in front of the Greeks and the Romans. This was the reunion we readers have been waiting for, and who can forget the judo flip Annabeth did to Percy? This is obviously a classic Percabeth scene. Number 7. Percy and Annabeth's first kiss in the Battle of the Labyrinth. This is obviously a huge moment in Percy and Annabeth's relationship, as this was the first real romantic moment they ever have. This happens in the 4th book of PJO, but before this moment, there were only a few hints and details that something romantic might happen between the two of them. This first kiss was also their first step to their romantic relationship, as Annabeth finally expresses her feelings for Percy. This is a really good scene and a moment that readers like me were waiting for. Number 6. The River Styx scene from The Last Olympian. This is another underrated moment from PJO. When Percy goes into the underworld to get the Achilles curse, he bathed in the river Styx. It was an excruciating experience for Percy, and to help him handle the pain, Nico tells him to think of something that made life worth living. With this idea, Percy immediately thought of Annabeth, and even saw a vision of her helping him out of the water. This is a really good moment again, because Percy saw Annabeth as the literal reason for living life, and he wanted to be there with her. He felt like he was about to die in the river Styx, but he held on to life at the idea of her. Like, if that doesn't show how much he loves her, I don't know what will. Number 5. The underwater kiss from the last Olympian. This is an unforgettable moment in the fandom that there's so much fan art of it online, and for good reason too. This happens after the Battle of Manhattan and Kronos' defeat, and Percy and Annabeth celebrate Percy's 16th birthday together. This is pretty much the moment that jump-started their relationship, as Percy and Annabeth finally admit their feelings for each other, and they shared a sweet moment together underwater. Number 4. Annabeth takes the knife for Percy in The Last Olympian. This is again a really good scene for Percabeth. Annabeth and Percy are fighting side by side in the Battle of Manhattan, and suddenly, Annabeth notices Ethan Nakamura shoot an arrow that was about to hit Percy's Achilles spot. Annabeth jumps in to save Percy, and she takes the blow instead. This is a poisonous arrow, but Annabeth didn't care and saved Percy. This is a huge moment, because Percy could have died at that scene, and shows just how much Annabeth loved him. The scene that follows after this is even better. Percy visited Annabeth while she rested, and they have a talk about what happened. Percy thanks Annabeth for saving him, as if it weren't for her, he would have died. He explains his Achilles spot, and they share a tender moment here, because Percy literally showed his weakness to her. Also, isn't it a bit poetic that Percy's fatal flaw is personal loyalty, and that his weakness is literally if somebody would stab him in the back? Like, I don't know, but that's just something I noticed. It's a cool detail, and this moment is one of my most favorite Percabeth scenes. Number 3. The rivalry ends here. I love you, wise girl. This is a quote that Percy said in The Blood of Olympus, or the 5th book of the Heroes of Olympus. Here, Percy and Annabeth are about to go to war against Gaia, and they came across the place where the Athena and Poseidon rivalry started. Seeing this, Percy pulled Annabeth into a kiss and declared that he loved her and that the rivalry stopped there. This is another touching scene, because one of the reasons Percy and Annabeth didn't get along so well before was because of their parents being rivals, and falling in love with each other was something they didn't expect. So this scene of Percy breaking the rivalry is really powerful, because they prove that they could get along despite their parents' differences. It's again another golden moment for Percabeth. Number 2. Percy denying immortality for Annabeth in The Last Olympian. Around this time, Kronos was just defeated, and in thanks for saving the universe, Percy was given the chance of a lifetime. He was offered immortality and to be a god on Olympus, but he said no because he didn't want to leave Annabeth. This also mirrors how Percy was horrified that Annabeth was going to leave him for the Hunters, and seeing them deny immortality for each other is just a declaration of how much they loved each other. Like, there's no other scene that really fits well here at number 2. Imagine denying eternal power and life just to be with someone. Like, that's insane, and a true testimony to how much they care about each other. Speaking of that, this brings us to our number 1 moment. Percy and Annabeth falling into Tartarus. Where do I even begin here? Percy and Annabeth chose to go to literal hell for each other, no matter the danger. They were staying together forever, and they will always do anything for each other. Tartarus was a place that slowly drove you insane, yet they managed to keep each other okay by being there for the other. They defended each other multiple times from monsters, as seen when Percy attacked the Aryan to get them away from Annabeth, and how they fought off Tartarus himself. This just proves that they're a powerful couple until the very end. And that's the top 10 scenes that I have for Percabeth. It was a bit hard to pick among the many moments we have in the series, but I found these 10 scenes to be one of the best. So how about you? What are your favorite Percabeth moments? Let me know in the comments down below.